decided, let's also see her for Jacky. So originally, Jacky wasn't even on the table. It was gonna either be Twinkie or Denise, but they later decided to have me read for that, and that actually was probably the best thing they ever did because I ended up playing Jacky. So
And you didn't, I mean, you played Jacky. You didn't
uh,
just play Jacky, you played Jacky. So my second, my second question to you, is this your first film? Was this your biggest role? Have you ever done film before? I know you're a Broadway star. Was this your first ever film?
this is my first film. It's my film debut.
Really?
I've done a little bit of television before that, but definitely by far, this is the biggest role that I've done, especially playing a person and playing this person, life, a living person. So it was a big undertaking for me, but I was ready. I was ready for the challenge. So.
Sweet, sweet, sweet. So funny, I'm so excited about today. Again, thank you so much for doing this interview with me. For those of you that are just coming on, if you have any questions, feel free to post those in the comments below. We may get those addressed or enter it into the question section. I totally forgot about the speed round. Normally, before my interviews, I do like a little 10-question speed round just to get to know you. But I'll
Okay.
save that for the end because I totally forgot. I'll stay with the questionnaire. So my third question is, what was your favorite scene in the movie to play?
Mm, gosh, it's really hard to say because there were so many that were fun, like really fun. My favorite is probably any of the performance. Well, not any. Is My Living in Vain was a little intense. Probably You Brought the Sunshine, and Name It, Claim It. Those were probably my two favorite moments because we the costuming, the design of how they want to shoot it, of kind of an old school vintage kind of look, was so cool, and we got to sing. We did everything. We did pre-record um, uh, vocals, but we also did live too. So we got to sing, we got to move a little bit, and we were dressed in our beautiful dresses at the recreations of what the original, the real Clark sisters wore.
Mm-hmm.
And just those 2 days of shooting those and getting dressed and seeing each other and just being like, oh my God, we look just like them. Like it was
Just
super
like
cool.
me. Just like me. So that you said that, did you have a favorite song in the movie? What was your favorite Clark sister?
My favorite song in the movie was Nothing to Lose.
Nothing. That's a really
Yes,
good
it
one.
was our first song that we recorded in the studio. And just in general, that song just has such a like groove to it. And I just love that song. I was thinking about this morning getting ready. I was thinking about all the Clark Sister songs that, they just have so many, and like some cuts that weren't famous ones that I love. Uh, and it's just a testament to how vast their catalog is, and how amazing and ahead of her time Twinkie Clark was in her writing, and what she presented to the world for music, for gospel music, at a time when that style just wasn't the
Accepted,
no one
yeah.
was doing that. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's such a Twinkie is such a trailblazer and such a
Hmm.
game changer, and it is so okay. Let me not even get into that because I can talk about Twinkie. Let me ask you this: you said that was your favorite scene. What was your hardest scene to actually get through?
Definitely the confrontation between Elbert Clark and Jacky when she gets home to find her parents fighting.
Okay,
Yeah, and it was hard. It was hard both to knowing that Jacky was going to see this, eventually, and that she has to relive that, that moment, and probably it wasn't the only time. So probably relive that whole era of her life, and that be painful. But also that day that we shot that scene was my first day of shooting. So I didn't get a chance to warm
wow.
into that. Yeah, I didn't. I think we might have shot that little small scene where Twinkie discovers Maddie's gold records. So I mean, and that was literally that fast. So I didn't get a chance to really warm into that, other than the preparation I'd done before on my own and in rehearsals with the ladies and with Ingenue. On top of, um we I was directed, this is going to be like a full out, just very intense emotional moment. I did not know I was going to actually get slapped until I got to set and met the fight choreographer and had to go with her to learn how to do a TV slap, because I know how to do a stage slap, but that's different from a TV slap. And it was kind of tedious. It took me a little bit to get the timing and get the, the hand to move, head move ratio. So that was a lot. It was a lot. And all the tears and it was a lot. But I'm really happy with how it came out. And I think, it's a part of their truth. Jacky says to me all the time, it was very important for her truth to be told. And she said, there were some things my sisters didn't want to talk about. She said, well, you talk about your truth and I'll talk about mine. And I think that's why there was so much meat to Jacky in the movie, because she really didn't hold anything back. Anything they wanted to put in, she was okay with doing that.
And that's really good, because out of all of the four sisters, I think, to me, Jacky is the one I didn't know much about.
Mm-hmm.
And seeing this movie, it really opened my eyes. She's almost like she's my favorite. She's my favorite now out of the four. And it's so funny. It's like I can really, really relate. Let me ask you this. Since we're talking about Jacky, for those of you that are coming on, if you do not know, who's sitting below us is the one and only Angela Birchett. She starred in the movie, this biopic, First Ladies of Gospel, the Clark sisters, and she played, I can say now, my new auntie, Jacky Clark Chisholm. Let me ask you, is there anything about playing this role particularly that's helped you in your personal life? Anything about Jacky that you can take, or anything about her lifestyle that you can take to help you?
Well, one thing I've learned more and more as we chat and talk is that it's okay to just be who you are. People are going to perceive you however they perceive you. You can't control that. So just be who you are. I chuckle and giggle at her with how, like, it feels like fussing, but she's really not fussing. That's the way she is. And it comes from a place of love. It's almost like kind of a funnier version of Maddie. And it really showed me, I don't have to wait till I'm older to, just tell it like it is. I kind of already do that, but she has really empowered me to, go after what you want. She's 71 years young, and she's talking about, she would love to do radio. She wants to do more acting. She wants to buy a home. She wants to do more music. So, she could be feeling like, oh, I'm resting on my laurels of, we've had a great career and I'm gonna just go sit somewhere and, and watch TV. She doesn't want to do that. She's all about her health and eating well and fitness and being with her family and doing all these things. So it's really like, wow, she's super cool. I'm gonna be like her when I grow up.
Right? Like, we all aspire to be like Aunt Jacky when we grow up.
Oh yeah.
Is there anything about Dr. Maddie Moss Clark's life or legacy that's helped you career-wise?
Probably that you have to find a way to stand up for yourself. Being a woman, being a Black woman, moving through the world and moving through the entertainment industry that is pretty much dominated by, it's dominated by, white male, money, energy, power, and you have to find a way to make your mark, do what you need to do, what you want to do, but find a way to, uh, be acknowledged for that, and not to just, have your narrative controlled by somebody else, and I think Maddie, we saw in the film, Maddie was notorious for not letting things slip by. If somebody didn't do something, right, she took them to task, all the way up to the heads of the Church of God in Christ. So definitely, like, watching her legacy, watching Anjanou Ellis, who just brilliantly brought Maddie to life. Her portrayal just really gave me a new encouragement to just stand up and, let your voice be heard. Don't let anybody silence you or make you think you can only do this or that, or you have to ask for permission. You don't. Just do what you do.
Then I believe I'm so glad that you said that because it's so needed. It's a necessary thing, especially during this time because a lot is going on. Considering even, Corona and the current climate of our culture, it's a lot going on.
Mm-hmm.
And people sometimes just can't see the light of day. I find myself sometimes struggling, because it just happens. It happens.
Yeah, same
Um,
here. I have
so,
to make myself, one of the things I try to do is make sure before I start doing things for the day, get a shower and get dressed. Don't get on the phone. Well, these kind of help me do that because I have to put makeup on and get ready. But on days when I don't have things, just get showered, put on something, put your coffee on. If that's all you do for the first 3-4 hours of you being up,
yeah.
keep yourself moving, because the minute you slow down and you just kind of sink into it, it can take you under. This is unprecedented in our world, and we gotta do things to just keep ourselves in that pace.
Yeah, yeah, that same groove. Let me ask
Mm-hmm.
you, excuse me, let me ask you this. Is there anything, knowing that this was going to be a faith-based, did you already know Dr. Maddie Moss? You're from Detroit?
Yes, I'm from
What?
Detroit.
So you're already familiar with Dr. Maddie?
Oh yeah, I mean, I we all back home in Detroit, we always say, the Clark sisters and church is a culture there. It's a most of the biggest gospel artists of all time come out of Detroit.
Detroit.
Um, and so, I was immersed in that world. I have sisters. I'm the oldest. We all sing. And so growing up in the 80s and 90s,
What?
yeah,
I didn't.
we sang
Okay.
all their songs because that was, really for girl
Wow.
groups, it was really only the Clark sisters, the Pace sisters, Witness, the mainstream women. So yeah, so I mean, I've met them all before at some point in my life growing up. Uh, went to concerts. I was at Karen Clark Sheard's Finally Karen recording. I was a senior in high school. And yeah, so this was not anything foreign to me at all. In fact, this was, you know, unbelievable for me because these women have long since been iconic in my life and shaped so much of who I am as an artist, for sure. I had to take those earrings off. They're hurting. Woo.
What was one part of the film? What was one part of the film that you guys recorded but didn't actually make it to the scene? So what was the one, I guess,
Oh,
both were behind the scene?
wow. There's so many. So I'll use one because all of us had something that got cut.
Good. Okay.
So when you see us in the hospital with Maddie, she on her deathbed. Prior to that, I'm on the phone trying to get Twinkie on the phone to let her know, you need to get home. Mom is not doing well. We're in the hospital. And you don't hear Twinkie talking, you just hear my responses. And basically she tells me, I'll be there in the morning. I got another show. And Jacky's very irritated and aggravated with Twinkie because I suppose Jacky knew in her heart her mom wasn't going to make it to the morning. And so she was very emphatic on
Yeah.
getting Twinkie home, and just the agitation and the intensity of this kind of built that scene. But alas, it got cut. But the point was made and it wasn't missed. But there were so many things like that just for time, we just it didn't make it. And I really, like all the fans, I wish too that this was a mini series so you could kind of have time to flesh those things out, flesh out each woman's story a little bit more. But I'm glad we got what we had though.
And all that would have done is just given more light to Jacky, because what I've came to realize is that she was really like Jacky. Listen, Jacky was the GOAT. Let me just say that, because I didn't know everyone really kind of depended on Jacky.
Yeah,
He was
yeah,
really, really close to Dr. Maddie. I didn't know that. I
yeah.
didn't know
and
that.
and I think that's why when Jacky talks about how frustrating it has been over the years to not be acknowledged, to be kind of overlooked.
Right.
It's crushing because she knows what her part is in the success of the group, but it's the part that is not really seen. It's all over our industry. There's people behind the scenes whose names we never know, we never see, but without them, that artist or that movie or that this or that would fall apart. It
Yeah.
takes those people just as much as it takes the people we do see to have
Exactly.
the successes. And that was my goal with this role. I wanted to give Jacky a voice, and really show the world that there's more to a group than what you see on the stage or the lead singers. There's a whole world that is involved in this, and she needs to be acknowledged.
Yeah.
She shouldn't be overlooked.
At all, at all. Did you have to, knowing this was a faith-based film, did you have to prepare spiritually at all? Like, did you have to, some people have to stop eating chicken, some people have to fast. Did you have to prepare at all?
No, my walk with the Lord is ever evolving and ever changing. So I'm kind of already always in my spiritual practices and what I do. So no, I really just, if anything, I listened to the Clark sisters all the time. Once I knew that I mean, I already did, but once I knew I was doing it, I said, I want to kind of get in the world of it, stay in the world of it as much as I can. So, in the mornings, getting ready to go to set, or at night, or on the weekends when we didn't shoot, I would play their music or watch a video on YouTube of them, just to stay in in their worlds, for sure.
Sweet, sweet, sweet. All right, so you say, and I'm almost done. I promise you I'm almost done. For those of you that are just joining us today, who you see below is the one and only Miss Angela Birchett. She starred in the biopic of the Clark sisters, First Ladies of Gospel. She played the one and only, the GOAT, Miss Jacky Clark Chisholm. If you have any questions, please put those below. I see some
Yeah, I see
below.
tons of questions coming in here.
Questions below. Let me ask you this: film. I know you got started in Broadway,
Mhm.
or theater rather. What do you prefer, theater or film?
Gosh, I get this all the time. It's hard to say because they are definitely two different ways of expression. I think the similarity though is, and this doesn't change between either, is honesty and intention. And knowing that you kind of have to get out of the way to be able to tell a story with both honesty and good intention. Clear, I should say, not good intention, clear intention, specific intention. But if I had to make a choice today,
Come on.
I'd probably say television, to be honest. And
Television.
I say that for on many levels. One being, our industry is changing. A lot of things that we could do in live performance is going to change quite a bit. It's already changed. Broadway's been closed for over a month now. And so I already was kind of in the vein of wanting to kind of shift more of my energy toward television. So that would probably be my choice. But I love theater. I don't think I'll ever stop doing it. And I definitely have not hit like the pinnacle for Broadway. I did The Color Purple. And there's so many more things I want to do. So I'm not through there yet. I'm just getting started there.
And that's a great segue. You said there's so many other things that you wanted to do. This is my very last question, because I know you have to go. I know you probably have like 10 more interviews you
A
have to do.
chameleon dillion today. Yeah.
Jeez, jeez. So my very last question to you is: if you were not an actor, what would you
Mm.
be doing?
I like jobs that I can I don't have to think a lot about. So honestly, and I had this job once, and I really two jobs. Um, anything where I can just kind of sit by myself and like process things, like if it's paperwork, if it's money.
Okay.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. But also, and this is something I started doing when I was a teenager, is nails, and I apprenticed for it. I was licensed in Michigan. Um, and if say I had to do something else, it would definitely be nails. It's very therapeutic. You can create, and ladies, we live to have our nails done. So yeah, it would be one of those things.
You say you love to have. So are you having a hard time not going to the nail shop during the quarantine?
No, I do
No.
my own. Yeah, I have my
Oh,
own systems here at home, so I don't get my nails done generally anyway, because I just am
Okay.
very picky. So I wish I had though. They were wonderful. They did a great job.
They really did do a great job. They really, and I was like, they really look like y'all.
Yeah.
Swanson, Miss Swanson was really, really good. Not only about getting singers because she didn't want to lip sync, but the casting director. You guys look really. You resemble the Clark sisters, like
Yeah.
literally,
Yeah.
literally. All right, so okay, so I do want to say. All right, so this is the very last question. Very last
I
question.
got time for a few more.
Okay, sweet, sweet,
Yeah.
sweet. What is the lesson you wanted the people to get out of this heart touching movie?
That, sometimes we see people in celebrities and people in the spotlight, and we have a different way of measuring them. And I really hope when people walked away from this film that they felt like, wow, I feel like they let me in to get to know them more. And what I got to know was that they're regular people, just
Yeah,
like you and me. They
yeah,
go through things, they have issues and with folks that they love, and financial crises and everything. And you know they're no different. We're all human, and that should give us a level of grace. Want to give people a level of grace. Give people the benefit of the doubt. Uh, I know that's what I walked away with as a viewer, outside of the fact that I was in it.
sweet. Let's see. What are some traits that you and Jacky have in common that you because you portrayed her so easily?
We both are. The way we express our like irritation is very similar. It was kind of funny when I met with her and we sat for about 3 or 4 hours and we just chatted. And I'm looking at this lady and I'm like, man, this is how I'm going to be in 30 years. And we hadn't even really got started yet. That's how I knew this was going to be special, because there was never any, you know, strife or none of that. We all just were supportive of each other, down for each other, there to talk whenever you needed to, giggle and laugh on set, get each other through the 12, 13, 14-hour days of being on set. So nothing but good times. And it makes me think of my dear little sis Kiara Sheard, who just lost her grandmother, Bishop Sheard's mom, yesterday. I got 5 more minutes. I can go
Okay.
5 more minutes.
Let's
But
see.
let's pile them in. Or don't we have a speed round we're gonna do?
Yes, you just want to do
Okay.
that one?
So maybe like two questions, one or
And
two
then
questions
speak.
in the speed round.
Bet, that's right. So someone asked, what's your zodiac sign?
I'm a Leo.
Leo, Leo.
Yeah.
Sweet, sweet, sweet. Oh, this is a good one. Let's see. I'm trying to find the good. Okay, hold on. Give me 1 second.
Oh, well, I see one here that I think is a really cool question. Can I
Okay,
answer it?
sure.
Ronnie Ronnie, which is one of my homegirls. Hey Ronnie, said, what was the most challenging practice techniques y'all had to learn working with Donald Lawrence? That is a great
Oh, that's a
question.
good one.
At least for me, because Jacky and our vocal placement or tech style is like opposite ends of the spectrum in the way we approach the way we sing. And it was challenging at first, but Donald is like oh gosh, he's like a vocal architect or something. And he literally, he kind of approached it like how you would approach an actor, giving them notes or giving them adjustments in a scene or something. And he literally told me how to manipulate my voice, my placement, to move it into a space where I would capture more of that breathy, smoother, lighter sound, as opposed to that more poignant, forward, more traditional Karen, Dorinda, Twinkie sound, which is closer to my personal way I sing.
Mm.
So the fact that I was even able to pull that off, like I was like, wow, that was cool, because it felt very foreign to do that at first. But once I got it, and we started the beach, anywhere. Fort Lauderdale is my favorite place to go if I just need to get away for cheap. But the beach, the Caribbean, Florida, Jamaica, yes.
All right, last two. Favorite food to eat and favorite thing to cook.
Oh, favorite thing to cook is this thing I make called bubble pizza. It's basically
Mm.
a pizza casserole. I make it for all my friends anytime I'm going to a potluck. When I used to work on
Pizza
shows,
is my Pizza
It's
is
the
my
best.
favorite food.
I just made a pizza last night. When I get off here, I'm eating the leftovers of the pizza I made. I love pizza. It's my favorite.
What?
So yeah, that's my favorite food to eat and to make. And
We're best.
also jerk chicken. I love to bake jerk chicken. I like my recipe for jerk chicken.
Sweet. And there you have it. Just a little get to know with Angela Birchett. Angela, thank you so much.
Oh,
We
you're
have
so welcome.
a couple of more questions. Listen, we won't
Yeah.
get those answered today.
What let's see if we can get one more in. I know people
One more.
yeah, one more in.
Y'all lucky.
I'm
It's because of
swiping through too.
it's
See if
because
I
of
can
the
get
it's
things.
because of the pizza she had last night. She's taking one more question. So y'all lucky.
Yeah.
You're lucky.
Oh, somewhat more than once someone asked me how is it working with Ingenue. Can I answer that?
Yeah.
Man, I've sent her at least 3 emails over the last year up to now of just how much I appreciate watching her work and how I appreciate getting to work with her. She is such a gracious scene partner, and um just she is legendary. 2 days. And when I don't get it done, I'm like, "Ugh," and I definitely have learned to be more gentle with myself. Like, give yourself time. You don't have to get everything done every day. It's okay to not check something off of a list. And I want to say that to everybody. Please don't you stress yourself trying to, get so much done. Take some time to rest, have good food, binge watch a show. Don't just be, I gotta do, because I feel like there's also a lack of trust in God. You feel like you got to keep doing you got to do it, and you're not really giving God room to be him. So
That's
learn
good.
that.
Somebody asked, what was the last show you binge watched?
Oh man, no. I'm not a big television person, actually. So it's hard for me to binge watch. I can't remember the last thing that I binge watched, but what I'm currently binge watching when I can is Ozarks on Netflix.
Okay.
Yeah.
I keep seeing like the
I'm not a gospel artist per se. I'm not a, standards artist. I'm not an R&B artist. I sing a bunch of stuff. So just be on the lookout. In the meantime, I'll be posting tons of old footage. I've been, going through my computer, and I'm like, gosh, over the last 15 years, there's tons of stuff. So I'll be sharing some of that in the meantime, so you guys can kind of get a feel for, what I do most of the time. I know in this film, people kind of were like, oh, okay, but really, that's my first love. That's what I've always done first, is singing. So I want people to kind of get to know that side of me too. So be on the lookout. Follow me on Instagram if you don't already, for some stuff. I actually think I'm rolling something out today, actually. So yeah. Yeah.
So y'all be on the lookout. Be on the lookout. Go follow her on all social medias. Is it the same on Facebook as well, Angela Birchett?
Yep.
Sweet. Go follow Miss Angela on Facebook, on Instagram, all the good old stuff, so you can keep up and be on the lookout with what she has coming up next. Miss Birchett, I am so grateful. I'm so humbled that you would take this time to sit with me today. I know that you have a busy schedule. Let me say this to you before you get too big, much success. Don't forget about little old Cody B over here in Houston. Whenever you're in the city of Houston, feel free to come by the radio station. We would love to have you.
Okay.
Thank you again for today.
You're so welcome. Thank you for having me. And thanks everybody for your questions and all your support and your kind words. I really appreciate it.
Of course. All right, sweet. Have a
All
good
right.
one.
Thanks. You too.
Bye.
Bye-bye.